Jayam Vishwapad Paramahamsa Raghunatha Shota Shata Srimad Chila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jayam Vishwapad Paramahamsa Raghunatha Shota Shata Srimad Chila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Kode Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai Shri Rup Sri Sanatan Bhattaraganachi Jiva Gopala Bhattara Saraganachari Goswami Prabhu Ki प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवजरी गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपा गोपी गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंद राधा कुंद गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की जाय मथुरा धाम की जाय मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जाय जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जाय तुलसी महारानी भक्ति देवी की जाय गंगे यमुना देवी की जाय हरि नाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जाय श्री श्री गौनिताय की जाय श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान जी की जाय श्री श्री राधा रस बिहारी जी की जाय श्री श्री राधा श्याम सुंदर की जाय गो प्रेमानंदे हरे हरे बोल समवेत भक्त वृंद की जाय All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaivaranottamam devim sarasatim vyasam tato jayamurirayet nashtapaye shavadeshun nitam bhagavatam sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistike ete chamsa kalopumsam krishnastu bhagavan sayam indriyarvyakalam lokam ridyante yuge yuge Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamaduka Samarastam Namami Harim Param. Today we are reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, 44th chapter, the killing of Kamsa, text number 31 till 51, till the end of the chapter. So they are only one or two short purports, so we will read the verses, and so we'll read the first one together, or the last one? Anyone? First one, so we'll read the first one together, and then I will read the other verses also. Hateshu malavaryeshu Vidruteshu chabojarat Nyavarayat svaturyani Vakyam chedam uvacham Hateshu mallavaryeshu Vidruteshu chabojarat Nyavasa rayat chaturyani Vakyam chedam uvacham Hateshu malavaryeshu Vidruteshu chabojarat Nyavarayat chaturyani Vakyam chedam uvacham. Hateshu malavaryeshu Vidruteshu chabojarat Nyavarayat chaturyani Vakyam chedam uvacha Hateshu malavaryeshu vidruteshu chabojarat Nyavaraya chaturyani Vakyam chedam uvachaha Hateshu malavaryeshu Vidruteshu chabojarat Nyavaraya chaturyani Vakyam chedam uvachaha Hateshu malavayeshu Vidruteshu chabojarat Nyavaraya chaturyani Vakyam chedam uvachaha. Ladies, Hateshu malavaryeshu Vidruteshu chabojarat Nyavaraya chaturyani Vakyam chedam uvachaha Hateshu being killed Malavaryeshu the best wrestlers Vidruteshu having run away Cha and Bojarat the Boja king Kamsa Nyavarayat stopped Sva his own Turyani musical instrument Vakyam words Cha and Idam these Uvachaha spoke. So translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. The Boja king, seeing that his best wrestlers had all been killed or had fled, stopped the musical performance originally meant for his pleasure and spoke the following words. Nisarayata duvretau vasudevatmajau purat dhanam harata gopanam nandam badnita durmatim. Kamsa said, drive the two wicked sons of Vasudeva out of the city, confiscate the cowherd's property and arrest that fool Nanda. Vasudevastu durmedha hanyatam ashvasattamaha ugrasena pita chapi sanuga parapakshagam. Kill that most evil fool Vasudeva and also kill my father Ugrasen along with his followers who have all sided with our enemy. Evam vikattamane vai kamse prakupitovya lagiminotpatyatarasa manchab utungam aruhat. As Kamsa thus raved so audaciously, the infallible Lord Krishna, intensely angry, quickly and easily jumped up onto the high royal dais. Tam avishantam alokya mrityum atmana asanat manas visa sothaya jagrihe soasya charmanay. Seeing Lord Krishna approaching like that personified, the quick-witted Kamsa instantly rose from his seat and took up his sword and shield. Tam kadgapanim vicharantamasho shemam yatadakshina savyamambare samagrahe durvishahograteja yato ragam takshasuta prasaya. Sword in hand, Kamsa moved quickly from side to side like a hawk in the sky. But Lord Krishna, whose fearsome strength is irresistible, powerfully seized the demon just as a son of Takshya might capture a snake. Pragriya kesheshu chalakiritam nipatya runga paritunga manchat tasyo paristat sayam abjanabha papat vishashraya atmatantra. Grabbing Kamsa by the hair and knocking off his crown, the lotus navel Lord threw him off the elevated dais onto the wrestling mat. Then the dependent Lord, the support of the entire universe, threw himself upon the king. Purport. And Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srila Prabhupada described the death of Kamsa as follows. Krishna at once straddled his chest and began to strike him over and over again. Simply from the strokes of his fist, Kamsa lost his vital force. Tam samparetam vichakarshabho mao hariyate bham jagato vipashyataha ha heti shabda sumaham stata bhut udiritam savada narendra. As a lion drags a dead elephant, the Lord then dragged Kamsa's dead body along the ground in full view of everyone present. O king, all the people in the arena tumultuously cried out, "Oh, oh!" Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains that many people in the audience thought Kamsa had simply been knocked unconscious when thrown from the lofty dais. Therefore, Lord Krishna dragged his corpse to everyone. So therefore, Lord Krishna dragged his corpse so everyone would realize that the evil king was indeed dead. Thus the exclamation, "Ha ha," indicates how surprised the people were that the king was suddenly dead and gone. The audience astonishment is also mentioned in Vishnu Purana. Sisi Gonitai ki, Sisi Radha Ras Bihari Ju ki, Sisi Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ju ki. Tataha kritam sarvam asitta taranga mangalaram avagyaya hattam drishtva krishnena mattureswaram. Then the entire arena became filled with cries of astonishment as the people saw that the master of Mathura had been contemptuously killed by Krishna. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yotapada Kamalan Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sirupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raganatan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadraitam Savadutam Parjana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vidamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Govika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Tapta Ganjana Gaudangi Radhe Vrindavaneshari Brishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyahevacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Rama Ramo Hare Hare. So by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we assembled here in Sri Sri Radha Rasbihari temple. And by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have the opportunity to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam. By Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have the opportunity to chant the holy names, to worship the Lord, to advance in our spiritual life towards the highest perfection. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a Kali Yuga avatar. He is known from Sri Radha and Krishna. He established the Yuga Dharma, the chanting of the holy names. And he has also explained, although he's a Supreme Lord, but he has come as a devotee to show by his practical example. And also he has explained how we should perform devotional service. And specifically also it is mentioned so that he came to give Braj Bhakti. Of course, Mahaprabhu, who is no different from Krishna, Swami Bhagavan, Purushottam, Adi Purush, Mool, he can give any bhav, he can give Vaikuntha bhav also. But specifically he came to give Braj bhav. And even there, Unadojjala Ras, specifically Madhurya bhav. So therefore we have here beautiful Sisi Radha Ras Bihari and the gopis. And the temple is known as Radha Ras Bihari. So Krishna performing his pastimes in Braj with his associates. Srila Prabhupada has explained in the third canto and other places that two kinds of pastimes are there, specifically of Krishna or Mahaprabhu. The Nitya Lila, the eternal pastimes in the spiritual realm, in the highest planet, Krishna Loka. We know we are here in the material world. Somehow we came to this material world, which is just one part of the Lord's creation, known as Ekpad Vibhuti, just 1/3 of the creation of the Lord. And then there's Tripad Vibhuti, the spiritual realm, which is 3 parts. So this is just to give an idea for our understanding. But ultimately, this material world is very, very insignificant. And no comparison to the spiritual world, which is ever expanding, and the bliss and the knowledge is ever increasing. Whereas the material world is just one small part, just like in the sky, in the summer, or even here mostly the sun is shining, and sometimes a cloud is there in the sky, just in one part of the sky, very insignificant. So this material world is very insignificant. And even Prabhupada has mentioned that actually, so the highest realm is Golok. And all the Vaikuntha planets together, they don't equal to Golok Vrindavan, which is the most wonderful place where Krishna performs his pastimes with his eternal associates in wonderful loving exchange, Madhurya Bhav. Whereas in Vaikuntha, so the relationship is there of the devotees also Prem Sambandh, loving a relationship. But there Krishna or Vishnu is the Supreme Lord, and everyone knows I'm the servant of Bhagavan, God, the Supreme Lord. Whereas in Braj, by Krishna's sweet will, by his desire, so nobody knows that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. The gopis think Krishna is my beloved. Maria Yashoda thinks Krishna is my son. The friends think that Krishna is my best friend. And Krishna is relishing that relationship. So these pastimes are there and ultimately to be meditated upon. So divided in 8 parts throughout the day and night, known as Ashtakalya Lila. Similarly, Mahaprabhu's pastimes are there in Navadvip, which is just next to Braj, and his pastimes are there also eternally going on. So then this material world is manifested here by Krishna's will ultimately, and Krishna is the source of the spiritual and the material worlds, he is the source of everything. And then Krishna is also appearing in this world. But it doesn't mean that when Krishna comes here that he's not in Golok. Krishna is always in Golok performing his pastimes. At the same time, he's also manifested here in this world when he's coming. Like 5,000 years ago in Braj. But these pastimes, so the eternal pastimes are known as Nitya Lila or Aprakat Lila, which we cannot see. Only the pure devotees can see. And the pastimes in this world, they are known as Naimitika Lila or Prakat Lila. Those who are here like 5,000 years ago, they could see Krishna. And Naimitika means occasional. So because only when the spiritual world, when this material world is manifest, then Krishna will also appear here as a boy. In Golok, he's always there in Kishoravasta. And but even the pastimes in this world, so like Krishna's appearance is eternal. He appeared 5,000 years ago and now he's appeared somewhere else in one other universe. Just like the sun is rising. The sun rose here maybe 7 o'clock. In Vrindavan is a little earlier. Mayapur is a little earlier. And now, maybe now it is in Afghanistan, the sunrise is there. And after 1 hour in the Middle East, after 3 hours in Europe, after 4 hours in London, after 8 hours in America, the sun is rising. The sun is one, but the sun is constantly rising. And the sun is constantly setting. Now somewhere in the world there's sunset. Now. So similarly, Krishna is appearing permanently. And is permanently 1 year old, 2 years old. Permanently he goes to Mathura in one universe. He's now, just now going to Mathura. And he killing Kamsa. Just now somewhere is killing Kamsa. We are reading and just now killing is Krishna is killing Kamsa. Just now in one universe. So that is Adbhut Krishna. Wonderful Krishna. Chamatkar. Very difficult to understand. We cannot comprehend with the material intelligence Krishna's pastimes. Even as a devotee, when you even get transcendental intelligence to fully understand Krishna, is not possible. But Krishna, as he is revealing himself, we can understand Krishna to some extent, but not fully. Even the pure devotee, he knows Krishna, he has love for Krishna. But then to understand Krishna completely is not possible. Not even Ananta Shesh, an expansion of Balaram. He cannot understand completely. And he's describing the glories of Krishna continuously with his thousands of mouths. Sastra Shesha Purusha Sastraksha Sahasrapad. Universal form also, thousands of head, thousands of mouth. But cannot glorify Krishna. Not possible. Because Krishna is unlimited and his pastimes are unlimited. But we have to try to develop our love towards Krishna. And then we can know Krishna to some extent. First we have to know that Krishna is God and we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And then we follow devotional service. And then, but when we are advanced, the advanced devotee, when he's absorbed in Krishna's pastimes, he's forgetting that Krishna is God, that Krishna is my friend, Krishna is my beloved. So, but that state is not so easily attained. Only after long time, many years of practice, we can realize. And we can be absorbed in Krishna's pastimes. So Prabhupada explained we should hear both. Because where we want to go, where you want to go. Prabhuji, what's your name? What is your name? Shubham, auspicious. Huh? So where you want to go after giving up this body? We hope that you will have a long life. Ayushman bhavatu. But one day you will have to leave this body. One day. Maybe after 50 years, 60 years, or maybe after 80 years. What's your age? 20, 25? 19, just 19, not even 20. So we hope you live 80 more years. So it is mentioned, Kali Yuga, usually up to 100 years we can live. Up and down, little up and down, but we hope you can live long time in Krishna consciousness. So you can make more and more advancement towards the ultimate perfection, to realize our Sarup. Atma Sakshakar, direct perception of ourself. Now we have heard many times, we are not this body, we are spirit soul. Right? You have heard? You know? You're spirit soul? Yeah. So, but you have seen yourself? You see your body right in the mirror. Oh, Shubham, so beautiful. But what is your true self? You have realized your true self, yourself? You have realized? You know, right, that I'm spirit soul. But you have seen yourself as spirit soul? You look in the mirror, you can see. Yourself? No. So where you want to go, Shubham, after giving up the body? Where do you want to go? Vaikuntha? Ayodhya? Where you want to go? You want to go to Vaikuntha? What? You want to serve the Lord in Vaikuntha? In Vaikuntha. Okay. It's okay, you can go there if you want. Personally speaking, I want to go to Golok Vrindavan, where Krishna is residing, performing his pastimes. So, but of course, you may now think, okay, you may go to Vaikuntha. There's a book by Sanatana Goswami, Brihad Bhagavatamrita, and about this in 2 parts, very nice, wonderful book. And Narada Muni is seeing different devotees and always explaining, because a devotee is very humble. He doesn't think I'm a great devotee, but he thinks I'm just insignificant. And he will see all the devotee, this is such a nice devotee, he's chanting Hare Krishna, worshipping the Lord. And then he was seeing this person, that person, oh, you're the best devotee of the Lord. Oh, you're most fortunate. And the devotee was hearing, was saying, no, I'm not the best devotee. I'm not the greatest devotee. I'm not fortunate. I'm just a simple, he was a Brahmana householder. And then he was saying that was in actually Prayag. And different sadhus were discussing who is the greatest devotee of the Lord, who is most fortunate. And Narada Muni then pointed out. And this Brahmana was saying, now you go to South India, there's one king there. He's a great devotee of the Lord, and everyone in this kingdom is a devotee. And he went there, and again he went to the king, oh, you're the best servant of the Lord, Haridasya Varya. No, blocking his ears. No, you're most fortunate. No, you should go to Lord Indra. He's the greatest devotee. And he went to Lord Indra, same saying, no, I'm not the greatest devotee. I'm such a fool. Although I'm the king of heaven, but still, many times I'm offending Krishna. When he was in Braj, instead of worshipping me, so the Brijvasis, upon Krishna's advice, they were worshipping Govardhan. I became angry. And even one time Krishna went to my planet and he took one flower and gave to Rukmini. And Rukmini was very happy, but Satyabhama was a little jealous. And she told Krishna, why are you giving flower to Rukmini? Why not to me? I thought I'm the most favored of you queens. And Krishna, oh yes, my dear Satyabhama, you don't worry, I just gave a wife one flower, but I will give you 3. And so then he went there and he brought back the 3. And Indra there, he said, no, you cannot take the 3. This belongs to Swaglok. You cannot take the 3. And Krishna, what? If you tell the president, don't do this, that is not proper, right? So then Krishna, and then he was ready to fight. No, you cannot do that. And Krishna just brushed him away. And he went ahead, and then he realized his mistake. So in this way, one part of this Brihad Bhagavatamrita, that is actually the essence of the Bhagavatam, which when Parikshit was just about to leave the body after Shukadeva had spoken the Bhagavatam, his ma, Uttarama, came to him because ladies were not there when the sages were there. Because sometimes ladies have the children, then there's noise. At that time, no loudspeaker. The speaker is there and all the sages are listening. So many sages were there. So there was so much silence. And no disturbance was there. Everyone was listening. So therefore, afterwards, when everyone left, Uttara quickly went to Parikshit because she knew that he's going to leave the body. And then she said, in essence, what did he say to you, Shukadev? And then he related Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And so in 2 parts. And then the point was, the second part is about one Gop Kumar. And he was actually Brijvasi, and he was fortunate to have been initiated in the chanting of the Gopal mantra, sacred mantra, which the Brahmanas are chanting. But he didn't get all the details of how to chant and what is the goal of life. But he was a Brijvasi, and so he knew that Krishna is our beloved. But then he was still chanting, thinking, maybe I should go to Vaikuntha. He had heard about Vaikuntha. First he go to Puri, he heard about Vaikuntha. And then he was chanting, under the strength of his chanting the Gopal mantra, he went to Vaikuntha. But he was not happy there. Because he wanted to embrace Krishna and he could not. He wanted to embrace Vishnu, is not different. And so then, but then Vishnu blessed him and said, actually you belong to Golok, you will go there. So depending, because our nature is fixed. So then ultimately we will go there, but we have to have the proper environment, the proper association, and then we can attain perfection. So here we're talking about the Naimitika Lila, the occasional pastimes of the Lord. And here the killing of Kamsa. So I'm telling all these other things also because actually we are here, so we should know what is the goal of life and how to attain the goal of life. So here, just like, for example, the Mayavadis are saying we merge into the absolute truth, the Brahma Jyoti, and then negate the material world, neti, neti, that is not good, that is not good. But then was nothing positive. So similarly also, the killing of the demons is there, and we are listening to that. And that is for the purification of our heart. that is helpful. By killing the killing of the different demons, the different anattas are killed, are vanquished. So that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Bhaktivinoda Thakur have explained. But then it is a positive, we have to hear positive things. Just like the father or the guru is instructing the child and then saying you should do this. Don't do this. You do this and don't do that. But if always, no, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, that is actually not good for the child or for the disciple. One, we should give positive instructions. So here about Krishna's wonderful pastimes in Braj, the eternal pastimes especially. But then to purify our heart, we hear also about these pastimes here of killing the demons. And we can see how Krishna very easily is killing here the demons very easily. And it is a very playful way. Just like, for example, the cat is there and then the mice are there. And then the mice are running here and there. Sometimes the cat, anyone has seen? I have seen. That the cat is there and playing with the mouse. And then, but ultimately killing the mouse. So Krishna is playing a little bit with the demons, but then easily killing the demon. So here, in the purport, so Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is explaining that the audience who were there, so many people were there in the audience, wrestling arena, which Kamsa organized in order to kill Krishna, foolish Kamsa. And then different, the bridge buses were there, the ladies of Mathura, and they all had, that is explained, famous verse, a different perception of Krishna, understanding of Krishna, a relationship with Krishna. So for Kamsa, Krishna is that personified. For the damsels of Mathura, the young damsels, is Cupid personified. They wanted to be with Krishna. They were so happy to see Krishna because Krishna is so beautiful. And it is natural in this world, a man is attracted to a woman and a woman is attracted to man. So what to speak of Krishna, most beautiful person. They were attracted. And then the elderly ladies, they had Vatsalya Bhav, parental affection. Oh, just like a child, my child is there. Attraction is there naturally. But Krishna is so beautiful, then all the elderly ladies also had Vatsalya Bhav for Krishna. And they were thinking Krishna is such a sweet boy, so tender boy. Only at that time, how old he was? Sisigoni Tai ki, Ras Bihari Ju ki, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ju ki. He was just actually 11 years old. But he was looking like a 16-year-old boy. That is mentioned by the Acharya. Even Prabhupada has mentioned one place Krishna was 11 when he went to Mathura. In other places, writing Krishna was 16. And that is mentioned in the scriptures also. Because actually, a very highly qualified person he becomes very quickly mature. Like even we see great sages, Shankaracharya. Of course, Mayavad sannyasi. But he was 80 years old, he took sannyas. At one point I was thinking I should take sannyas. When I joined the movement, I was 20 years old. I was thinking 4 or 5 years I should take sannyas. And then I was practicing, and then I was saying, well, not easy to be a sannyasi, truly. And I'm still thinking now I should take sannyas. Let's see in a few years. And we don't need to worry. The main thing is to serve Krishna, to develop our love for Krishna. It's not important what is our situation externally. But we have to follow one ashram, but Krishna is in the center. But we should not identify. I'm a sannyasi, or I'm a book distributor, I'm a pujari, I'm the president. Sometimes we say we have to, but we should understand I'm the insignificant servant of Krishna. Gopi Bhattu Paragrama Das, Das, Anudas, servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna. That is our position. So everyone was very much attracted to Krishna in Braj, but even in Mathura. But then Kamsa, of course, he was afraid because he knew that Krishna is supposed to kill him, but he was trying to avoid. But it is not possible. We cannot avoid that. And others were there also who were inimical towards Krishna. But Krishna then reciprocated with everyone. Krishna is reciprocating with everyone according to their desire, according to their surrender. Krishna is reciprocating. So Krishna, then when he saw that Kamsa, so when Krishna killed first the elephant, Kuvarayapira, and then the 2 wrestlers were killed, Chanur and Mushtika by Krishna Balaram, and others were there also, they were killed quite easily, and everyone was surprised. And then Kamsa, as mentioned here, he was disturbed, and then there was nice music in the background, which he arranged. And he was thinking they will all kill, and then it is a kind of fun. They will kill Krishna. But not possible. And then when his men were killed, then he stopped himself. He told his men to stop this music. Now we have to get serious. And then then he stood up, took out his sword, trying to kill Krishna. And so he was ready to go down, but he didn't even have to go down. Krishna jumped up on the dais and grabbed him by the hair and pulled him down and gave him a few punches, and he was dead. Very quickly. He was very powerful, and everyone was afraid of Kamsa. And as mentioned here, he was already dead, but because most people, they were thinking, oh, he must be unconscious there on the ground. So therefore, Krishna dragged him. Just like sometimes a lion is taking some animal, killing the animal and then dragging the animal. And then the animal, you can see, is dead, is not moving. So Krishna is like a lion. And the king of the animals is a lion. So Krishna is the king of the kings. So he was dragging this jackal Kamsa, who was just howling sometimes. And then everyone could see he's actually dead. So that here the purport is there. So anyhow, so wonderful pastime of Krishna killing. So of course we know that is Vasudeva Krishna. And but we also, because he's also Krishna. So one who has love for Krishna, he has love for everyone. But our Prananath is actually Yashodanandan Gopinath. But we respect all Vishnu avatars, we respect Dwarkadish, Mathuresh. But our full love goes to Yashodanandan, Radharas Bihari, Krishna performing his pastimes with the gopis. That is our beloved, and we try to be absorbed mostly in Krishna's pastimes in Braj. But then we have to also read about the other pastimes, Krishna killing the demons, going to Mathura, and then speaking Bhagavad Gita. That is for purification. And then also, so that is part of our sadhana. like every day we have to take a bath in the morning, so that we have to do. But then our heart should go towards Krishna and Braj, towards Radha Raspi Hari and their eternal pastimes in Braj. So we just continue a few more verses till which time the class? 8:45 or? Till 8:45 or the class? Till 8:30? 8:30, okay, just a few more minutes. It's a little over time because they told me I should read till 51. So just a few more minutes. Sanitadoddigna diyatamishwaram pibam madanva vicharam sapansasan dadasha chakaryuddham agratayathas tadeva rupam doravapamapa. Kansa had always been disturbed by the thoughts that the Supreme Lord was to kill him. Therefore, when drinking, eating, moving about, sleeping, or simply breathing, the king had always seen the Lord before him with a disc weapon in his hand. Thus, Kansa achieved the rare boon of attaining a form like the Lord's. Although born out of fear, Kansa's constant meditation on the Supreme Lord eradicated all his offenses, and therefore the demon was liberated upon his death at the Lord's hand. So Krishna is very merciful and is liberating his associates because ultimately everyone is an associate of Krishna. Even the biggest demon is an associate of Krishna ultimately, but due to the modes of material nature, they become demon due to the mode of ignorance and passion. And so sometimes they are directly liberated, sometimes partial liberation is there. Some of the demons killed by Krishna, they merged actually in the Brahma Jyoti, or they merged in Krishna's form. And then again they were staying there for millions of years, and then again they have the opportunity to come in this world, and then by the mercy of the pure devotee, or the mercy of the Lord, then one may be liberated. So liberation is, of course, it is mentioned just chanting one time Hare Krishna, one is liberated. But actually it is the beginning of liberation. One time Sikit Jagannath, one is liberated. But it is the beginning of liberation. But ultimately one has to be constantly absorbed in hearing and chanting about the Supreme Lord, in serving the Lord completely with all the senses and the mind and the consciousness. Tasyanuja bratarostau kankanya grodha kadaya abhyadhavam matikrura bratu nirveshakarina. Kansa's 8 younger brothers led by Kanka and Yagrodhaka then attacked the Lord in a rage, seeking to avenge the brother's death. Tathati rabasamstamstu samyatam rohini sutta ahan parigham mudyamya pashun iva mrigadipa. As they ran swiftly toward the 2 lords, ready to strike, the son of Rohini slew them with his club, just as a lion easily kills other animals. Nedo dundubhayo vyomni brahmeshadya vibhutaya pushpaikirantastam prita sasamso nandritu striya. Kettle drums resounded in the sky as Brahma, Shiva and other demigods, the Lord's expansions, rained down flowers upon him with pleasure. They chanted his praises and their wives danced. So the demigods, sometimes they come to see the wonderful pastimes of Krishna in Braj or even here in Mathura. So they are able to do that. And then they are showering flowers upon the Lords. Tesham Sriyo Maharaja Surin Maranadukitaha Tata Biyori Vinignantya Shirshanyashru Vilochanaha. My dear king, the wives of Kansa and his brothers, aggrieved by the death of their well-wishing husbands, came forward with tearful eyes, beating their heads. So it is natural when a woman's husband is dying that she will lament. So Kansa had a few wives, and they're all crying and also the brothers also of Kansa. So they were all killed, and the wives, they all were crying because the husbands had died. And they were beating their heads. Shayanam birya samyayam patimalingya sochatihe vile pusa svaram naryo vrishantyo muhu sucha. Embracing the husbands who lay on a hero's final bed, the sorrowful woman loudly lamented while shedding constant tears. Although, so the husband, that means the soul has already left the body, so the brain embracing the dead body, no use. But because of attachment, they were embracing the dead body and they were crying, lamenting. Tears were coming from their eyes. So that is material lamentation. Hanata priya dharmagya karunana tavatsala tvaya hatena nihata vayam te sa griha prajaha. The woman cried out, "Alas, O Master, O dear one, O know of religious principles, O kind and compassionate protector of the shelterless. By you being slain, we have also been slain, together with your household and offspring." So in illusion sometimes, so ordinary people, or even so-called knowledgeable people, they will glorify their relatives. Like here, "O Master," certainly these demons, they were the master of their wives, and they were dear to them. But here, "O knower of religious principles." They had some knowledge of the religious principles, but they did not know Sadharma, the real religious principle. Sadharma means that we should worship Krishna. That is Nitya Dharma, Parodharma, worshipping Krishna. Anything else, it is known as Namitika Dharma. It is occasional, it is temporary, pertaining to the body. So they did not know the real religious principles. Tvaya vivahita patya puriyam purusharshabha nashobate vayam viva nivirotsava mangala. O great hero among men, bereft of you, its master, this city has lost its beauty, just as we have, and all festivity and good fortune within it have come to an end. Anagasam tam bhutanam kritavam droma ulbanam tene mambodasham nito bhutadrukulabhatasham. O dear one, you have been brought to this state because of the terrible violence you committed against innocent creatures. How can one who harms others attain happiness? Purport. Having expressed their sentimental grief, the ladies now spoke practical wisdom. They're beginning to see things realistically because their minds were purified by the agony of the recent events and by the association of Lord Krishna. So because Krishna was present, they became purified, and because they were lamenting. So if one is in difficulty and crying out, even many times during war, we have seen and heard before, when there's a difficulty, then people crying out to God, "Oh my dear God, why is this happening? Oh my dear God, please save me." So in this difficult situation, they cried out. And then they understood actually that their husbands were actually committing violence against innocent creatures. Like Kamsa, he was sending his men to kill the children, small children, sending them everywhere to Braj because Krishna had appeared, and Durga Devi had told him that Krishna is already somewhere else. So therefore he killed all the small boys, all the small children, the boys actually. So they understood actually that they were sinful. And because of that now they had to die in this way, prematurely. They were still in good health and not so old. But because of their sinful activities, they had to reap the results, and they had to die now here. How can one who harms others attain happiness? So what you sow, that you reap. If one is doing good to others, good things will come to us. If one is disturbing others, then difficulties will come to us. Sarveshamiya bhutanam esha hi prabhavapyaya gopta chattavadhyayena kvachisukhamedate. Lord Krishna causes the appearance and disappearance of all beings in this world and is the maintainer as well. One who disrespects him can never prosper happily. So they came to their senses, the wives of these demons, and they appreciate Krishna, and they understood his position. Although a boy of just 11 years, he was so powerful. Shishuko vacha raja yoshida ashvasya bhagavalla loka bhavanaha yam auroki kim sanstam hatanam samakarayat. Shukadeva Goswami said, after consoling the royal ladies, Lord Krishna, sustainer of all the worlds, arranged for the prescribed funeral rites to be performed. To see how merciful Krishna is, because all the jivas are part and parcels of Krishna. So he's concerned, just like a father and mother. Krishna Pita, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pranadhan. Krishna is taking care of us, of all our needs. Whatever we need, he will supply, even without asking. Just that the child doesn't have to ask the parents, I need this, I need that. They know, and they will give without asking. Except if the child wants a toy, which is not so needed, and then the parents, they will give toy also to the child. But whatever is needed, they will immediately give, the parents. So Krishna also. So he is arranging for the last rites, Antyeshti Kriya. Mataram pitaram chaiva mochayitva tabandanat Krishna Rama vavandate sirasha sprishapadaya. Then Krishna and Balaram released their mother and father from bondage and offered obeisance to them, touching their feet with their heads. So here, although they are the Supreme Lord, but still they are respecting their parents and touching their head to the feet of their parents, as is the custom. Devaki Vasudevascha Vigyaya Jagadishwarao Krita Sambandano Putrao Sasvagyatena Samkitao Sasvajatena Sankitao. So Devaki and Vasudeva, now knowing Krishna and Balaram to be the lords of the universe, simply stood with joined palms. Being apprehensive, they did not embrace their sons. So in Braj, the Brijabasis, they are not aware that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, never. Only sometimes for a second they think maybe Krishna is the Lord. Because even Garga Muni told when he did a Namkaran ceremony. But practically all the time they see Krishna as their friend, as their beloved, as their son. But in Mathura, so it is mixed. Sometimes Vasudeva and Devaki, they have the parental affection towards Krishna. But then they also know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. And actually they were praying for Krishna to be their son. And therefore Krishna appeared. And of course Krishna is eternally the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, and also at the same time the son of Maria Yashoda and Nanda Baba. So they have the love, parental love is there, but also they have some own reverence as mentioned here. They stood with joined palms, apprehensive. They did not embrace because he killed this powerful Kamsa. And then he understood, yeah, he's actually Bhagavan. And he understood also when Krishna appeared, because he appeared in Chaturabhuj, four-armed form, to show them, I'm the Supreme Lord, because they wanted the Lord to be their son. But then he assumed the baby form of Krishna. And then the Vatsalya Bhav was there. But they knew from time to time, when they heard about Krishna, how he's killing the demon, that actually is the Supreme Lord. And here also. And therefore, just at that time, the Aishwarya Bhav was prominent, and they stood there with folded hands. Understanding that is Jagadishwara, Vigyaya, Vigyan. So they were realized. But other times they had the parental affection, which is more sweet. Hare Krishna. Thus ends the purport of the humble servants of His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the 10th canto, 44th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Killing of Kamsa. Srila Prabhupada ki, Sisi Gaunitai ki, Sisi Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman Ju ki, Sisi Radha Ras Bihari Lal Ju ki, Go Premanande, Hare Hare Bol, Hare Krishna.